It's time for the Yoda Squirts podcast.
Where are you going?
But Manuel has finished the big gold. Now he must water the bushes.
Ew.
Yoda Squirts Squirt 21. The listener base keeps expanding, so I would like to welcome all of the new listeners, and welcome back to all of the old Squirt crew. It's almost time for American Idol again, that show that is obsessed with mediocrity, which means it's almost time to vote for the worst. Remember, American Idol is nothing but a joke, and your votes probably don't even count. But if they do, then highlight the mediocrity that is American Idol and vote for the worst. It'd be one thing if American Idol actually had any contestants that could sing, that were worth anything, at least vocally. But they seem to go out of their way, the show seems to go out of its way, to find the most mediocre talents they can, and turn the show into nothing but a popularity contest. There are some singing shows out there where the singing actually matters, but American Idol isn't one of them. Oh, more magic poop. That's some diarrhea there is what that is. Time for some Tommy Tibbons. This is Tommy Tibbons and the Alien. Tommy Tibbons and Eddie Brownfeather were watching Tommy's TV. "Is there anything on?" said Eddie. "Well, Oprah," said Tommy. "That's better than nothing," said Eddie. "Are you sure?" said Tommy. "Let's just watch it," said Eddie. Tommy changed the channel. A few moments later, the music and logo for the Oprah show appeared on the TV. A short, round black woman walked out onto the stage. "Hello, everyone. I am the Oprah, and be welcome to my show," said Oprah. "Did you know she built a school in Africa?" said Tommy. "That's good, right?" said Eddie. "Well, she built the school instead of building more wells for clean water, which is what they really need. So they're going to be going to school and getting an education for jobs that don't really exist, all while not having enough clean water to drink," said Tommy. "That's idiotic," said Eddie. On the TV, Oprah continued, "Today's subject is going to be hoarding." "That sounds like fun," said Eddie. "Hoarding means you never throw anything away, you just keep it all," said Tommy. "Oh," said Eddie. Oprah said, "To help us with this subject, we have Dr. Schiffweefel." The camera panned to show an older graying man while the audience applauded politely. "Now, doctor," said Oprah, "isn't hoarding just because of laziness?" "No, Oprah, it's actually a delicate neurological condition." "No, it's not. It's laziness," said Oprah. "Oprah, no, it's a neurological condition that requires treatment." "No, you're wrong. I am the expert on everything, and I say it's just laziness. Stedman," she yelled. A tall, thin black man with a long face and rounded features walked onto the stage. "Yes, the Oprah. Meh." "What's that?" said Eddie. "That's Stedman, Oprah's boyfriend. He's a eunuch," said Tommy. "A eunuch?" said Eddie. "That means he's had his balls cut off," said Tommy. "Oh, I guess that's what it'd take to be with Oprah," said Eddie. "I guess so," said Tommy. "So why aren't they married?" said Eddie. "I don't know," said Tommy. You mean Oprah goes around preaching morality all the time, trying to act like she's the queen of morals, and she isn't even married to her boyfriend? She's just living with him? Said Eddie. You're not suggesting Oprah's a hypocrite, are you? Said Tommy. Both boys laughed. On the screen, Oprah said, Stedman, I want you to have this man removed. He's not the expert here. I am. Yes, the Oprah. Right away, the Oprah. Meh, said Stedman. He began moving towards the doctor. The image suddenly switched to a man sitting at a desk holding a sheaf of papers. Hello, Ducaville. This is breaking news. An object was seen flaring through the sky a few moments ago and is said to have crashed northeast of town. Authorities are warning people to stay away from the crash site. Video footage played on the screen showing a large ball of fire streaking through the sky, veering down towards the tree-lined horizon. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming, said the man. Tommy turned the TV off. Dude, we should go check it out, said Eddie. Sounds good to me, said Tommy. Pastor Huckabigot and Mrs. P sat on either side of a small table, a chessboard spread between them. Mrs. P touched her chin with a fingertip, looking at her pieces, thinking. After a moment, she reached out and pushed a pawn forward 2 spaces. Pastor Huckabigot considered the lay of the pieces, then moved a rook 1 space to his right. That's it, said Mrs. P. I quit. You can't quit now. The game's just started, said Huckabigot. I quit, repeated Mrs. P. There was a knock on the office door. Come in, said Huckabigot. A middle-aged woman wearing excessive gobs of makeup rushed in. Pastor Huckabigot, aliens have landed outside Ducaville. Huckabigot reached for his coat. I have to go check this out. If they really are aliens, they've probably never heard of the Church of the Squirrel before. Huckabigot threw the coat about his shoulders and ran out of the room. Tommy and Eddie rode their bikes through the slushy streets, following the trail of smoke still lingering in the sky. They got to the edge of town to where the trees started, and chained their bikes to a couple trees, deciding to continue on foot. As they got closer, they could hear voices, so they ducked behind a large tree to hide and listen. From behind them, they heard feet squishing through the cold, wet pine needles and undergrowth. They turned to see Pastor Huckabigot approaching. Hello, heathens, said Huckabigot quietly. Dude, I go to church every Sunday, said Tommy. But you don't go to my specific church, so that makes you a heathen, said Huckabigot. Eddie hushed them, then they all peered around the tree. A clearing had been thrust into the woods, trees having been knocked down into the side. In the fresh clearing's center rested a strange craft, full of curves and angles, with smoke drifting up from one side. Standing in front of the craft was a small being, green with pointed ears, wearing a gray robe. Is that a goblin? Whispered Eddie. I think it's something else, said Tommy. It's a heathen, said Huckabigot. The boys shushed him. In front of the alien stood a man of average height with gray hair holding a sheep. Who's that? Said Eddie. I think that's John Stewart, said Tommy. They listened more carefully. They were just able to make out the voices. Look, all you gotta do is suck me off, said John Stewart. Suck you off? I will not, said the alien. But if you suck me off, I can take a picture. Then I'll be even more famous. Maybe people will start taking me seriously. No, said the alien. John Stewart moved his hand sideways in front of the alien's face while saying, You want to suck me off. Serious you cannot be, said the alien. Suddenly Huckabigot leapt from behind the tree out into the clearing. Back, heathens, back, he said, removing from his coat a sign of the squirrel and holding it before him. Oh no, said John Stewart. He unzipped his pants, stuck his sheep on his crotch, and ran back into the woods. The small alien smacked itself on its forehead. Full of doofuses, Earth is, it said, and walked back into the spaceship. Well, said Huckabigot, I guess that took care of that. Idiot, said Tommy. Yeah, idiot, said Eddie. They unchained their bikes and pedaled away, leaving Huckabigot standing alone in the clearing, holding his sign of the squirrel up in the air. This has been Yoda Squirts. Remember, Tell your friends, spread the word, the good word of Yoda Squirts. YodaSquirts@gmail.com is the email address. Now I have to burp. Oh, tasty. So, send an email to the email address and it'll get read on the show. You can visit the website at yodasquirts.blogspot.com. Also, there is a new Yoda Squirts Twitter thingy, whatever the heck you call it, Twitter account, whatever. So you can go to Twitter and follow Yoda Squirts, one word, on Twitter. Join us next week for more good squirting. Keeper.